everyone, my name is Alyssa Sariani, and today we're going to talk about onset and rhyme. So before I go into the strategy of onset and rhyme, I'm going to give you a brief introduction of me. I'm an early education dual special education major. I've experience in rural and urban schools. I also volunteer with Special Olympics for about 5 years. I'm a pottery lover, and my teaching style is more like Montessori compared to some other teaching styles. So let's go over our table of contents. The first thing we're going to talk about is what is onset and rhyme? What does that look like? What does it mean? Then we're going to go over today's lesson, and we're going to do a read aloud of Shel Silverstein's Running Rabbit. I'm going to show you the worksheet that we're going to use to follow along with a couple of the poems, and today we're going to read Runny's Heading Rabbits, Runny's Nightmare, and Dirty Runny. We'll also talk about the lesson objectives and what materials you'll need at home. Then we're going to do a worksheet wrap-up, kind of show you what your T-chart or your worksheet should look like. And then we're going to talk about the conclusion and kind of wrap up the whole presentation here. So what is onset and rhyme? Onset and rhyme is the phonological units of a spoken syllable and is used as a strategy to help students decode words. The word onset refers to the beginning consonant or consonants of a word, while rhyme is the following vowel and remaining consonant or consonants of a word. So here you can see I have an example that I use the word crazy. Cur or CR is the onset because it's beginning consonants. AZ or AZY is the rhyme because it's the vowel A and the remaining consonants is ZY. Something really important to know about onset and rhyme is research has shown that it's very beneficial to help students who are struggling to read or who are below their reading level. And also, it's important to know that not all words have an onset and rhyme. So for example, the word eat. Eat does not have a beginning consonant, therefore, it does not have an onset. Now that you have a brief overview, let's move into our lesson for today. Today's lesson, we are going to look for the objectives of identifying rhyming words within a text. We're going to demonstrate an understanding of onsets and rhymes through color coding, which as you can see here, I have color-coded my word onset with red and rhymes with blue, and I'm going to keep that coding all throughout the rest of the slide. And we're also going to compare onset and rhymes within real and silly words. So the materials you'll need today is Shel Silverstein's Running Rabbit, although I'll be reading it to you and showing you the words. So it's okay if you don't have one physically with you. You're going to need the Real Words, Silly Words worksheet that I made here. Or you can use a piece of paper and make a T-chart that looks pretty similar. Then you're also going to need 2 different color writing utensils, whether it be pencils, pens, or something that you can color code your work with. Now the first read aloud we're going to do is of Runny's Heading Rabbits. Now I'm going to read the poem to you, and then we'll talk about the rhyming pattern we see, and we'll talk about the different onsets and rhymes within those rhyming patterns. So Runny's Heading Rabbits. Runny went to the library, and there were hundreds of hooks, history hooks, biography books, and lots of bory stooks. He looked them over one by one, and guessed which one he took. A Biance skook, a poetry book, oh no, a bomic cook. Now if you see here, you can see that there is one rhyming pattern that he sticks to throughout this whole poem, and that is the sound of ooks. So we have hooks, we have gooks, we have stooks, we have took, we have pook, we have skook, and we have cook. And the onset and rhyme pattern of these is a consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant. So you see the consonant of the H or the T and took, then the vowels of O, and then the consonant of K. So take this time now to go into the worksheet or into your T-chart and just make a note of the real words on the left column and the silly words on the right column and color code them based on the onset and rhyme. I do have the example here for the first poem, as you can see. So I have hooks, took, and cook in the real words. And then I have the silly words of gooks, stooks, skooks, and pook. Now, one thing to note is if you're struggling with certain words or you're not sure what they mean, it's always kind of nice to go ahead and put in pictures next to those words just to kind of give you a reminder of what they are. And also, if we're teaching students, it really benefits them if they're not sure what a word means to add a little image or let them draw a little image. So our next poem is Runny's Nightmare. So I'm going to read it aloud, and then we'll identify the rhyming patterns and go into the onset and rhymes again. So Runny's Nightmare. Last night, Runny slent to weep and had an awful dream. He dreamed he milked upon the wound, and it was all ice cream. There was strocklet and strawberry and memon on the loon, but Runny couldn't have any 'cause he's forgot his foon. So as you see here, we are introduced to two different rhyming patterns, eam in dream and ice cream, and oon in woon, loon, and foon. You'll see here I've identified all of them for you just to kind of help you out. And then, like the previous one, our onset and rhyme is a consonant and vowel consonant, like you see in the word cream here. Cr, C-R, is your onset. Eam, E-A-M, is your vowel consonant. So go ahead and put in each one of your words in your real words column and your silly words column. And then in your real words column, you'll have dream, cream, and loon. And then in your silly words column, you'll have loon and foon. And in case you're wondering what a loon is, it's actually a type of duck or bird. So our last poem here is Dirty Runny. Runny would not bake a taff. He would not shake a tower. He just loved didn't in the cert, just like a fleet or trower. But soon he dot so gerty that he started taking root. He said, I'd better bake a taff, for I start frowin' Groot. So as you see here, we also have a couple rhyming patterns here. We have ache and bake and shake, hour and trower and tower, oot and root and groot. Although do recognize that the oot is O-O-T and the U-I-T sound. And here I will have them circled for you just to kind of help you in focusing on our onset and rhymes and adding those to our big chart of real words and silly words. So you can go on ahead there and start adding them in. And again, the onset and rhyme pattern is consonant, vowel, consonant. Like in the word trower, you have your consonant blend of ter, T-R, and our vowel consonant of O-W-E-R, or hour. Now here's what your worksheet should kind of look like. Here's our wrap-up. The real words we have from all three poems: hooks, took, cook, dream, cream, loon, bake, shake, tower, and root. And our silly words are gooks, stooks, hooks, hook, woon, foon, trower, groot. Now, as you can see here, I did have some images with some of the words, especially the word loon. Like I mentioned before, it is a type of duck. I had actually not known that until I started reading the book and took the time to research the word because I was curious if it was actually a real word or not. I wanted to be as accurate as I could be with our worksheet here. As you can see here, separating the words within onset and rhyme definitely helps with sounding out letters and decoding these words. Now let's kind of go into our conclusion and wrap up this whole presentation for you. So our conclusion is, onsets are the beginning consonants of a word, while rhymes are the vowel and consonants following the onset. Onset and rhymes are really valuable when trying to decode words. And it's also useful when in the classroom and implementing onset and rhymes to use word families. So, like we had seen all the ooks, the took, cook, or, rhyming words like hat and bat, and kind of just section them in word families for students to really understand the rhyming and the families and decoding them all at once. Thank you for listening today.